Hey strong people, Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com, and I'm going to talk about a little bit of 2020 World's Strongest Man controversy. But before I get to that, I want to thank all of the people that pledged to support me on patreon.com/StartingStrongman. For as little as $2 a month, helps me make more videos, helps me put up content on StartingStrongman.com, and you can get some exclusive benefits as well, including monthly training, access to our various programs and ebooks, all for a low cost every month, and makes me make more of these videos. Thank you to Enzo Statney, Raya Mala, Belt Fed Strength. Check out Belt Fed Strength for custom made belts. Chris Phillip, Matt Bell, Danny Elmore, Ruben Malaro Jr., David Huckleby, Tanner Thompson, Al Hunt, Felipe Mori, and I'll go up the other way next time. Really appreciate it. Again, patreon.com/StartingStrongman. So, World's Strongest Man was delayed, and it's set to take place in October in Bradenton, Florida. Do I think it's going to happen? Ooh, it's going to be tough. Between the international travel and everything going on in the world right now, I think it's a long shot. But if it's going to happen, Florida's the place that'll let it happen, I believe. And it's funny. They're like, oh, you can do a sporting event without fans. World's Strongest Man's like, no problem. We've been doing it for 3 decades. So with World's Strongest Man getting closer, and we're starting to see some of the athletes get emailed their invitations. And Mr. Julian Howard, World's Strongest Fan, which you might also subscribe to on YouTube, does a good job of compiling information like this, and so far, of course, these are all unofficial, according to him, and some other collaboration and stuff. These are people that have confirmed their own invitations. We have returning champion Martins Lises, we have Terry Hollins, we have Eddie Williams, Graham Hicks, Luke Richardson, Maxime Bordeaux, Tom Stoltman, Robert Oberst, Evan Singleton, Brian Shaw, Rob Kearney, Mateusz Kielszkowski, and here's what I want to get to. We have Trey Mitchell III at Berserker Lifter on Instagram got an email that he is invited back as an alternate /reserve/equipment tester. So Trey made the finals last year, and the World's Strongest Man has a very loose qualifying system. Basically, past champion, I've heard it described as either past champion/past champion. So if you've won at any point, you get invited back automatically, or top 3 from Giants Live. How I think I've been seeing it said this year in their defense to this absurd notion that Trey Mitchell is an alternate this year when he made the finals, is that the only guaranteed spots are if you the past champion or you got top 3 at a Giants Live. So first off, there's been one Giants Live show this year. So it's pretty stupid in general that they're going to hold true to that standard when there's no shows. So it's always kind of been an unwritten rule that if you make the finals, the next year you get invited back, whether you do a show or not. I couldn't think of the last time someone made the finals at World's Strongest Man and Trey was invited back, but as an alternate, which I don't think counts. I couldn't think of it. Terry Hollins actually commented on a post that I was commenting on and said that Tarmo Mitt made the finals in 2008 and wasn't invited back in 2009. So over 10 years, and I am sure he was deserving that year as well. But they only wanted one Estonian, and Andres Murmitz got the nod. But in a year, well, there's no real contest. There's no America's Strongest Man. That one was probably Andres beat Tarmo at Estonia's Strongest Man or something, but there's not been contests like this from them to choose from. The first people that should be invited back to make this a legitimate contest with the strongest people there is the people that made the finals the previous year. This is a joke. This is absolutely absurd in my opinion. Trey Mitchell deserves to be at World's Strongest Man. You cannot give me any reason otherwise, and it's pretty much showing that World's Strongest Man, as we know, is a TV show first and a sporting event a far distant second. Where the Arnold World Championship has a very clear-cut qualifying system. Not perfect, but you go to the various Arnolds, you win, you qualify for the Arnold. You collect points through those contests, you qualify for the Arnold. You have to compete to qualify for the Arnold. Why would Trey not be picked? Is he not as well known? Yeah, he only has like 11,000 Instagram followers. But if we want to make a sport legitimate, we can't go off of Instagram followers for who competes at Worlds. We just can't. It devalues the entire competition. Is Trey going to win Worlds? Probably not. Do I give him a better shot at a lot of other people's names on that list? Sure. But that's not the point. The point is, he did more in this past year to do it. And if you look at all of these athletes' training videos, before this, I've been watching, and he has made so much improvement. There's not that many athletes putting out real training videos. And on his Instagram, Berserker Lifter, he's crushing it. He just deadlifted 915 for 3, his log shooting up. We all know he's a monster at stones. You know, and that's how he got in the finals. You could say it's a controversial reason he got in the finals in the first place. And that's true. If that's the case, and Worlds is taking that into account, that they don't think Trey making the finals last year was as legitimate as other people because he beat Novikov in the last man standing stones. Just remember, that's your own rule you made up, which was stupid. So if you make stupid rules and athletes qualify that I don't think this, that you don't think deserved that spot from your own arbitrary rules with last man standing stones, then you should lie in the bed you made. Well, that's my thoughts. Trey Mitchell deserves to be in the finals, and the sport of strongman is often frustrating because there's just all willy-nilly, and it's a very frustrating year for promoters, and I understand, and I might get messages about this video, but it is what it is, and that's how I feel, and I think it needs to be said and published. And if Worlds doesn't want this kind of bad publicity on their decisions, then they should treat it more like a legit sporting event and not a TV show. Great TV show, but it delegitimizes it as a sport if you pick off of social media following or name recognition and not credit, because he's making you can just look. There hasn't been contests to go from. So first off, he made the finals. A lot of other people in that list didn't last year. And you go by if you just go by training videos, because there's been no contest, he's, from everything he's showing, he's, I'd say, one of the most improved people going into Worlds from last year. The only other one I think is as improved or more, relatively, is Tom Stoltman. But the good news is he's probably going to go and compete anyways, even if he's an alternate if the show goes on, because with everything going on, out of everyone they invite, the chance of someone not being able to travel to the show if it happens are very likely, and he lives in Texas, which he could just drive to the show. So that's likely, but it's an insult that he didn't deserve, and he deserves to get a straight invite for his hard work he put in with the rules they made, which I didn't agree with those rules either, but you made them, deal with them. Trey Mitchell should have a spot at World's Strongest Man and never have been sent an email to test equipment after making the finals. I'm Kalle Beck. Thanks for watching.